Welcome to Our Drummers Musicians. I'm your host Luke, and today I'm chatting with the incredibly talented Ruby Lullum, also known as Clariloops. Ruby is a clarinetist blending neoclassical, ambient, and EDM influences to create something truly unique. She started out with a love for Steely Dan and a dream of playing drums, but ended up mastering classical clarinet, studying under David Griffith at Monash University. From there, she launched her own musical project, which, at the time of recording, had over 37,000 monthly listeners. In this episode, we talk about her journey from classical training to electronic music, the impact of taking a break from music, and her vision for future releases and live shows. We also touch on her experience playing music for the Defence Force. It's a fun and fascinating conversation. I hope you enjoy.
Hello. I can hear myself. I feel like I'm on a podcast.
Unsettling? Oh, look good. You are.
What?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Is this
cool.
the first podcast that you've
I've
ever
done one over Zoom, which I didn't enjoy. And also, they didn't end up publishing it. So, which is fine. If you don't publish this, I won't be offended.
No. I'm sure it had nothing to do with you.
Maybe, or maybe it did. I don't know.
I suppose we'll never know.
We'll never know. I think they had recorded like 20 episodes. It was one of those things they were like, I'm really keen to do this. And then they recorded too much and then got overwhelmed with how much work they'd done. You know, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Fine. All good.
I'm running that same game, except I've been strongly advised to release the episodes once a week.
Oh, cool.
And to set them up to come out regularly every Wednesday.
That's cool.
And so I find the conversations bit is like really fun and engaging.
Yeah.
And the like admin of like,
Yeah.
you know, saving it and uploading it.
Do you have to edit it much or do you kind of...
Not really.
Oh, that's good.
It's just the podcast is just a chat. Are you okay with Scout doing this, by the way?
As long as you are with the microphone, that's fine.
It's just casual and it's real. And
cool. I like that.
Scout's a co-host.
That's
so
it. That's good.
You know, she doesn't add words, but she adds atmosphere.
She certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you going with your like motherhood journey? Is there space for music in your life?
No, not really. Have we started yet?
Yeah.
We've started.
Is that okay? Yeah, this is the podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah, so...
Surprise.
Literally. Oh my God, it's happened. Okay, so yes, I am a mother. I've been a mother for about 11 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's great, but I don't have a lot of space for music. I haven't really touched my clarinet or any of my pedals or my synthesizer for months and months, but I've just started in the last month to kind of think about it.
Ooh.
And by thinking about it, the universe has rewarded me because I've had you contact me about this podcast. I've had a few people reach out about doing gigs. Scouts all over me. Reach out about doing gigs later in the year. But some really relaxed, like deep listening gigs where it's more of me providing an atmosphere than people sitting and watching me in like a concert atmosphere, if you know what I mean. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Can you describe that a bit more?
Yeah, so I did a gig a couple of years ago now, I guess, at a yoga studio that was similar where I played my music, but people weren't sitting there watching me. They were just lying on yoga mats and relaxing. And it was kind of like a sound bath thing, but I'm not a sound bath person. But it was that. I really enjoyed that because, yeah, there wasn't the pressure of like being watched, you know. I really I think that's what my music does. I provide an atmosphere to accompany things. So it's nice to be able to do that in a live setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be really interesting.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's really nice. And I did the gig with another Melbourne artist her artist name is Ixri, which stands for I Keep Seeing Rainbows Everywhere. Her name's Phoebe. So she organised that gig and she did a set as well. And people just lay there and it was really nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Have you done much like that, or was that a one-off?
That was a one-off. I think I may have been pregnant at the time, or maybe not. I can't remember, but it was kind of like the last gig that I did. So yeah, I'm hoping just to kind of jump in doing that again.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Because would this be like, you know, it's like 10 months, I guess, of like not playing.
Yeah, I've played a little bit, and I've just started like practicing, air quotes, again now. But yeah, I haven't touched my pedals or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's it feel? Like,
You know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be awful. I don't know if I don't care as much, like not in a bad way, but I think I'm just like putting less pressure on myself to like be really good. So it's nice.
How do you go about doing that, coming from like the classical world of like...
I don't know. I think having a baby helped. It just wipes the slate clean. You just turn into a different person. So that's nice. But yeah, because previously when I've taken breaks, going back to it, I've been like, oh, I can't play in tune and my fingers aren't doing the same stuff and blah, blah, blah. But now every time I pick up my instrument, I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy this because I don't always get 20 minutes to myself to play the clarinet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good.
I guess maybe like through the next phase, the clarinet might come out more at home for like, I don't know, engaging lullabies and...
Maybe. At the moment, our musical instruments that my son's name is Sydney. He loves the guitar. We have a guitar on his playmat that he just smacks and climbs on top of because he's small enough at the moment. So that's his favourite. He has a piano as well. We have a piano that he smacks. He has a full percussion set.
Nice.
With like a tambourine, a rattle, shaker, clacky thing, a little xylophone.
Hey.
He's killing it. So the clarinet will come out, but he doesn't like the high notes. I can only play low notes around him. If I play a high note, he's like, turn that off. Put it away.
Wow.
Which is fair enough.
Do you only have the one clarinet?
I have two. I have a B flat clarinet and an A clarinet. And then I have a work clarinet as well for my other job. They gave me a clarinet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than like B flat and A being different, what's the difference between those two clarinets?
They're basically the same. Same fingerings. It's a classical music thing. It's for orchestral playing. You play on an A clarinet sometimes because the composer wanted to write in a certain keys for a key for the violins. So then the clarinets, instead of being an F sharp major, we play on A clarinet, which puts it in a different key, either below or up. I can't think of the transposition, but it makes it easier.
Yeah, because you're not playing it like F sharp or whatever.
You end up playing in either E or F, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Way it goes. Yeah.
Cool.
Some clarinetist is going to listen to this and be like, you don't know the transposition for the A clarinet, you idiot. It's fine.
No, well, it's exciting. You're the first clarinetist on the podcast.
Nice.
Because David Griffith had to reschedule. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. That is not surprising of David Griffith's.
Is it not surprising?
He's a big rescheduler. Okay. That's because he's just so busy.
He's a workaholic, it seems. Yeah.
He's amazing. He's a very impressive man.
Yeah. Well, what was it like then, I guess, for you starting off as like, you know, in the very earliest of like your memories? What do you think of when you think of music?
Whoa. When I think of my own memories, I think of Steely Dan because my family, we used to listen to Steely Dan a lot. So I think of Steely Dan. Weird. I mean, great music. So good. So I think of Steely Dan. I also think of... We used to listen to the Beatles a lot. My dad tells me that when I was really young, like 4-ish, he had Bob Dylan playing in the living room and I was sitting in the living room crying, and then he came in and said, "Why are you crying?" And apparently I said, "This song's really sad." Wow. But I have no memory of that. So apparently that happened. I don't know. Yeah.
So interesting.
So Steely Dan, Beatles, sad, Bob Dylan.
And do you remember liking it? Like, did you enjoy having music playing in your house?
Definitely, yeah. My dad has a big record collection, so actually that's another good memory. This is a great question. My dad would always put records on and then tell us to like walk around really quietly and gently in case the record skipped. And then now that we have our own record player, I know that you don't have to walk around really gently. I think my dad just told us that so we could just like not clomp around and like be annoying for a bit. Hey, Scout.
I guess it's like the classic, I don't know if it happened to you, but it definitely happened to me, of like if you turned a light on in the back of the car.
Yes, the police are going to come.
Yeah, we can't possibly drive with a light on in the car.
Yeah, I can't wait now that I have my own child. I don't know what I'm going to say to him. We'll find out. I was thinking about this today. I'm so scared and excited to have to teach a lawless toddler the ways of society, you know, because they don't know. They just walk into people's front gardens. They don't care. Yeah. They're like, I want to look at that tap. And I'm like, well, for some reason we can't. I can't explain it to you. Other than, I guess the police are going to come and arrest us.
Yeah, interesting boundary setting and like early childhood.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll be following along, I suppose. So you can keep us updated
Yeah,
like with
that's
each developmental milestone.
Perfect.
So where did it go after like early family listening? When did you start playing music yourself?
So we had a piano that I used to tinkle away on, like in early primary school, but I never had lessons. I think I had like a little, here's how to play the piano book, so I knew the notes, you know. I started playing the clarinet when I was in grade 3.
How did the clarinet start then?
Well, you see, terrible origin story. When I was in grade 3, they said, okay, you have to pick an instrument because everyone's going to play an instrument. And I wrote drums on my form. And then my mum said, no, we have a clarinet in the cupboard. You will be playing that. So that's how I fell into it. But then I started to enjoy it, you know?
Okay, yeah, sure. Why did you want to play drums?
I just thought it was cool. Yeah.
True.
Right?
Yeah. And whose was the neglected clarinet in the cupboard?
That was my mum's. Yeah, so it was her clarinet from when she was in primary school. And she stopped playing, I think, in like year 9 or year 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. And just held on to it to inflict upon you.
I don't know if that was the reason, but yeah, that's what happened.
Will you be inflicting like a strict musical upbringing?
We will have instruments available and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite a disciplined person in terms of music, as classical musicians tend to be. I would say my husband is less disciplined. He plays the guitar, but he will make a mistake and have a great time, whereas I hear a mistake and I'm like, you should probably fix that. You know, which is really annoying. I think it's like, I'm getting better, but I'm going to have to get over that with a child, you know, because they just have fun and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I wish I was more like that, so we'll see how we go.
It's hard. I feel like I have a much more similar mindset to you.
Yeah.
And it makes it challenging because you see the joy of somebody else doing it and you're like, oh, I wish I could just not think about all these things that are annoying me and just be free to have fun.
That's right. You don't have to be good at your hobbies, but apparently we do. Just you and me.
Do you have early memories of like playing the clarinet, I don't know, in like, you know, school bands or something like that and having fun with it? Or were you pretty quick onto the like, I've got to practice this, that's the wrong note, I've got to like...
Yeah, I was pretty quick. I think almost straight away into the, I have to be good at this. Really annoying. Yeah. I think I only have started to not care so much about being good at it from when I started exploring the pedals and the, you know, synthesizer stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Maybe because it was like such an adjacent step.
I think so. It's that sort of like beginner's mindset thing again. It's like, I've never done this before. It doesn't matter if it sounds bad. And also no one's listening anyway. So I can just do what I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we can either jump to that or we can continue the chronology of your musical life. Are you happy? Like, you know, I don't want to traumatize you by bringing up like, you know, classical world.
I know.
But I'm also intrigued as to like the journey that got you where you are to like make the music that you're making now.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the journey.
Okay.
And we can talk about classical music.
Great.
Cool.
All right. So you're in grade 3. You've been given your mum's clarinet.
Yep.
It's not what you wanted, but you got into it.
I did get into it pretty quick. Yep.
Did you feel passionate about the clarinet?
I think I did around year 10. So it took a few years. But I don't know, I must have enjoyed it enough to keep practicing, you know? I don't really have very many memories of it. I think I sort of had that big fish in a small pond thing. I think I was, feels weird to say, like naturally quite good at it. And then I was always kind of like the best clarinet player at the school. Which, what does that even mean when you're in primary school? But you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then around year 10, I got a really good teacher who I connected with, and she pushed me really hard to be really good and sort of like put me in my place a bit because I thought I was amazing. And then she was like, you're not that amazing. And then she made me amazing. So that was cool. So I think that's when I got more passionate about it, around year 10 or year 11.
Is that when you thought, or have you ever thought, like, oh yes, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to be a professional clarinetist.
Yeah, I had sort of flashes of those thoughts in year 11. And then in my last year of school, when it was like, okay, crunch time, make a decision, that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the music thing. It was either that or science. And for ages I was like, yeah, I'll do science and then I'll be a doctor, whatever. But then my teacher at the time was like, you really enjoy music. Why don't you just do it for a bit? Your life's not going to end if you do the degree and then you decide you don't want to do it. Like, you can do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went with music.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
Which you don't hear enough. And at the time, all my friends were like, are you insane?
Yeah.
Don't you know that if you don't do science, then you're going to not be a scientist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good though. Like, it's okay. It takes all the pressure off
It's
of
okay.
like, I have to make the ultimate life decision now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, like you could do something else in a couple of years' time.
That's right. Yeah, it was good. Good advice.
So why Monash University for your music study?
It was actually because of David Griffiths. Yeah, so I met him. At the time, he used to run a clarinet mega day once a year. So when I was in year 12, I went to my first clarinet mega day, which is where I met David. And he heard me play and said some nice things to me. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to study here and have nice things said to me more by this one specific teacher. And I just liked his energy and, it was, so that's what made me go to Monash.
Had you seen him play before, Mega Clarinet
No, I
Day?
don't think so. I don't know if I'd even... I didn't go out of my way to go watch clarinet players.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I'd even heard of him or heard his playing at all. So I think hearing him play. And also I remember Phil Arkenstall, who plays for the MSO, was there as well. And he performed. And just the whole day was like... It was a mega day of clarinet.
Yeah.
And it got me in.
So did you have like a posse of like, clarinet buddies pre-uni? Or were you really just like sort of on a level of your own?
Yeah, just a level of my own. Yeah, I had my orchestra friends at school.
Yep.
My best orchestra friends played trumpet and oboe.
Nice.
But no other clarinet friends.
Did you have a chamber trio of the three of you?
No.
Okay.
I played in a wind quintet,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good for a bit. And then all the older kids left and then it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then I guess like if you could summarize 3 years of a Bachelor of Music in under, 200 words.
Oh, God.
Like, was it a positive experience for you at the time? And how do you feel about looking back at it now?
Great question. At the time, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the people and the structure. But now looking back on it, I would never do that again. It was so... At the time, I don't think I really recognized how stressed I was about it.
Right.
Like the environment that you're in, you're pushing yourself all the time. It's very competitive. And oh God, yeah, I don't ever want to be in that sort of environment again. Yeah. And I also don't love performing. I know it sounds weird as someone who performs, but I don't like the whole exam-y thing and performing, and everyone who also plays your instrument and is playing all the same pieces as you is watching you and judging you. It's just not... Yeah. So it was really good at the time. Really loved it. Now, looking back, wouldn't do it again, but can really appreciate what I got out of it.
Was there much different for you, like, in each year? By the time you're in, like, third year, were you quite different and thinking quite differently than you were when you started?
I think so, yeah. So I did an honours year as well.
Oh, yes.
In my first year, I was very much guided by what my teacher wanted me to play. And then by honours, I was like, I'm going to do these pieces. And David was like, all right, go for it.
So did you do a thesis or was it like a performance honours?
Yeah, I did a thesis.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your thesis?
You know what? I can't really remember.
That is wild.
I can. It was...
Oh, okay.
I can sort of. I can't fully remember, which is just terrible. I spent so much brain space on it and now it's gone. I was looking at... You know what? Let's not talk about that. I was looking at why did composers who weren't Spanish write music that sounded Spanish? Like Carmen, the opera.
Okay.
All the sexy Spanishness
Right.
was very in at one point in time, or multiple points in time. And I was looking at why that was, and it was basically just all cultural appropriation and these people being like, I want to write sexy Spanish music.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot more words and academia about it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But yeah, interesting topic.
Yeah.
Was that something that you were thinking about, like, playing clarinet as like an Australian and I don't know, like the impact of playing, German music as a
I don't know.
young Australian?
Can't remember. I can't remember how it came about. Yeah, no idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So where did the music go for you then after uni? Is that when you started Clariloops?
No, so I started Clariloops during COVID. So out of uni, I got a job with the Air Force Band.
That's right.
Which is great. Good job, full-time money. We get to play music.
Mm-hmm.
The people are great. And during COVID, we were obviously not traveling as much and everyone was locked at home. And I had been thinking about buying some guitar pedals for ages to play with guitar because I was like, oh, maybe I should practice guitar again and get okay at it. And then I sort of got to a point of like, well, I can't be bothered doing that, but I can play the clarinet well, so I might as well just try it with clarinet and see what happens. And it worked.
Wow. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to pause on that for a second because I completely forgot about you playing in the Defence Force.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that, firstly?
The job came up and then I went for it.
Why?
Because it was there. Is that inspiring?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
I got asked to audition for the Navy Band in Sydney.
Cool.
Because their drummer was retiring. But I got too scared of the, conscription.
It's pretty intense. I don't think I would ever get conscripted to go overseas. But during COVID, I, got to work for the Department of Health.
Right.
Which was kind of cool. I got seconded in a way. Yeah, so the job came up, it was like, here's a full-time clarinet job.
Mm-hmm.
I went for it originally just as experience to try auditioning for a professional job, and then I got it, and I was like, well, might as well. If someone's going to pay me money, this can be the person who's going to pay me money.
Cool.
Yeah. So
did you have to do, full basic training?
Yeah, full basic training, 13 weeks or something of... It was cool. I kind of loved it.
Yeah, okay.
You're supposed to not like it, but I liked it. It was like being in a video game for 13 weeks. I had done a music degree and then I got to do something that was so wildly different with so many different people for that bit of time.
Yep.
In a different uniform, playing with weapons. Not playing with them, but, learning a lot of weird stuff that I never would have learned.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Were you going through it with other people from the band?
There were 2 other people from the band on my course, but the course is made up of 40 people. So
okay, so they could be going to whatever.
Yeah,
spot.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that coming from a mindset of someone that likes discipline and thinking about how to make things more efficient and better and correct and stuff, although it's extremely different to playing the clarinet, there's a lot of crossover from the same power hierarchy and attention to detail and stuff like that. Yeah.
Actually, one of the things I remember saying in my interview for the job, but that I actually truly believe, is that I really think I was drawn to the military because of that kind of high expectations. Everyone's going to be here on time in this uniform, that kind of thing, which I think just kind of suits my personality.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Was there many other people, from your Monash cohort that were going into Defence Force jobs?
There was one person before me who got a job with the Navy, and then now I think almost every clarinet player who was in when I was at Monash now works for a military band.
Wow.
I think so. Nearly, almost.
How many are we talking?
There's, I think, 4 of us who now work for military bands.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild. So not almost all of them, but 4 out of 6 or 7 people. That's a pretty good hit rate.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 drummers from my whole time at Monash that have gone on to Defence Force bands.
There you go.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, right.
Out of, I don't know, there was 10 in my year and a few others and stuff. So not more than half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
Wild. Yeah.
Have any gone on to an orchestra or...
No, I don't think so. Not from Monash.
Soloist?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because David Griffith is a solo guy, right? Or chamber group and
he is,
stuff.
yeah. He does mainly chamber group, but he does solo stuff as well. I think it's just really... I mean, that's why he's so busy, because it's quite hard to do that as a job. And if you're going to do it, you're going to be busy with whether it's the admin or the rehearsals or the organising gigs. It's a full-time double full-time thing, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it nice having the like none of the responsibility of organizing stuff?
Oh,
and
yes,
just
definitely.
I just come in and play.
Yes. Very nice. I like it.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on. You're in lockdown. You're buying a bunch of pedals.
Yep.
Because you think it would be cool, but somehow you're like, you know what? I'm not going to plug them into the guitar. I'm going to attach my clarinet to the guitar pedals.
Yep.
How and why?
Why would you do that? So the first pedal I bought was just a reverb pedal and an expression pedal, so I could like change how much reverb was coming through. I bought a little pickup for my clarinet, which attaches to the barrel, and then like basically a guitar cable comes out and attaches to stuff, which is wild. I still don't know how it works. I'm convinced it's black magic because it doesn't like pick up sound, it only picks up vibration, but then the sound, it's wild.
Okay.
It's really cool. So that's the science of how it works. Put the clarinet in the thing. And
So it's a contact mic on like the end of the clarinet?
No, it's on the barrel, like at the top.
Ah.
It's wild.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what the barrel
Sorry.
meant.
The barrel's at the top.
Cool.
So near the mouthpiece, and it just picks up vibrations and then clarinet sound comes out.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. So the first pedal I bought was a reverb pedal, and then I think I must have got a loop pedal pretty quickly. And then I got a few more and changed some out and got them all secondhand, which was always my thing. It's like, if this doesn't work, at least I didn't spend a lot of money on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's an excellent way of doing it.
Yeah.
Had you done anything like this when you're at uni or, you know, beforehand, like some kind of more experimental and like, you know, playing your own music?
A little bit. During, I think, early high school, I used to get on GarageBand and just record little things on guitar, add some drums, you know. I would call them more post-rock.
Okay, yeah.
Because they were very guitar heavy. But they were just instrumental tracks I used to make. And at the time, I thought it was really lame and I like didn't tell anyone about it. I used to put them on SoundCloud.
Okay.
But I wouldn't like tell people that I made my own music.
Like, did you think that your music was cool, but that other people would think it was lame, so you didn't want to show it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then basically that's exactly what I did with the clarinet. But I just leaned into it.
Okay.
Like the lameness. I was like, this is what I'm going to do and it's going to be cool. And I gave it the silly name Clariloops, which I came up with. And it was like, I'm just going to stick with it. Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting that you think it's lame. Like, I think it's cool. And Clariloops, like, it's clever.
It's clear. Clarinet loops.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. And people like it, which is crazy.
Why do you think that's crazy?
I don't know. When I first started it, I remember telling someone at work that I wanted to do it. And they were like, what? Why would you do that? And then now people like it. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people like it.
A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many streams you have like total, but you've got tracks with like hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify.
Yeah, I have. I think at the moment it's like 34,000 monthly listeners.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are listening to my music.
How does that feel?
It feels weird. It's cool. I think it's weird because I didn't, like, everything I've ever recorded has been in my office at home, you know, and I've just tinkered away at it on my computer and then got it on Spotify. You know, I didn't like go to a recording studio and put lots of money into it. And I mean, I put money into it, but not in that like traditional, like I'm recording an album kind of way, you know,
Yes.
like I would spend months working on a few tracks and then release them. Yeah. And then having that many people listen to music that I just kind of, you know, like experimented on in my own house. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it shows the accessibility, I suppose, of like modern music making.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can do it, you know, at home.
Yeah.
And it's not.
At your own pace as well. Yeah.
It's not that time pressure. It's not that financial like commitment.
Yeah.
You're not taking out like a loan for tens of thousands of dollars
Yeah,
to
exactly.
like, you know, hope that it will work out. But you know, you can do it all yourself, and then if people like what you're doing, like,
yeah,
it blows up.
Yeah.
When was the first time you noticed that people really started getting into a track of yours?
It was when I released my sort of second album. It's called Sun Rain. It had, the first thing I released was kind of this 4-track thing, and all the tracks were really long. And I kind of released it because people were like, oh, people will love it, just put it on Spotify. And that I still think is a little bit lame. Like, it's cool, but it's, like, not my favorite thing. But then this next album that I released, Sun Rain, it was, like, 9 proper tracks. I put heaps of thought into it and, like, the structure of the album and all the tracks, blah, blah, blah. And that sort of blew up. I got a cool artist to do the album cover as well. So I kind of put more money into, like, the promotion of it. And that was when people started listening to my music.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel inclined to try and do more of, like, you know, the live performance aspect of it? Or, I don't know, excited to do more and more just recording at your place in continuing the same, like, process that you've had so far?
Yeah, I think I kind of want to get into the live performance a little bit, but maybe not at the same... like, not in the same way I was doing it before. I think I feel quite far away from where I was when I was doing the live performances. When I perform, the music is very... Hello.
That's right.
The music is very different to playing classical music, but I do it in the same kind of way. Like, I have, like, meticulous notes about when to do which loop and when to turn stuff off. And, like, I've structured it a really specific way. And it's very, like, mentally... draining is the wrong word, but, like, the gigs are very, like, mentally intense. And I don't think I really want to do that again just because I feel like I'm really far away from doing that physically. But I definitely want to do that sort of, like, deep listening, sound immersion kind of gig. Yeah, I was thinking recently... I don't know if I'll release a bit of music under a different name for a bit and lean a bit more into electronic production for a bit just to... do something different. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but I do. Yeah, I'm very interested to do some more music at home and just explore music when I can. Finding the time is a little bit challenging, but yeah, sort of in between worlds at the moment. So we'll see what happens in the next few months.
Yeah, well, exciting.
Yeah.
You said that it was, like, mentally exhausting. Can you elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, so the live performances I've done, I really want to be someone who can just get up and sort of make stuff up. And I think I know my gear enough now that I probably could do that, but I'm too scared. So all my stuff, like, I've worked out all the tracks to do them live, and it's really like, you know, I record loops on different tracks. I'm turning effects off and on. I'm playing melodies at the, like, certain times. So it's like playing all the parts of a chamber group in one, you know, and it's not like getting up and just like, oh, I'm just going to improvise in G minor, whatever, and make some loops. You know, there's a lot going on. And I kind of, like, I've practiced them all enough and recorded it so I know how it sounds and I know that it builds, you know, at certain points and then dies down again. So yeah, I think I'm just, like, very meticulous about how it sounds, and I'm too scared to veer away from it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is quite, like, it does take a lot of, like, mental energy. Yeah.
So what's the, like, creative process like then for you? Like, when you sit down to write the tunes, are you, you know, sort of structuring it out to say, like, all right, here's the sections and here's the shape and here's the, like, you know, dynamic changes and maybe chord structures, but you're going to improvise things around it with the loops, or is, like, each part, I don't know, like, noted out and you're specifically layering up one, you know, linear line after the other to create what comes together?
Yeah, so when I write a track, it's very, like, relaxed, freeform. I just play stuff and turn it into music, and it takes, like, I might work on one track for 3 weeks or something for it to become what it becomes. But I'll often, like, start off with a loop, layer that up with a few other things, I'll improvise a melody, like, quite a few times before I land on something. And then I often, because I record straight into Logic with various tracks, I'll often sort of record 4 tracks, and then I'll take layers away and that will change the tonality. That's, like, something I do quite often, if that makes sense. Yeah. But it's very freeform. And then when I'm working out the live performance, that's when I get really classical about it.
Yeah, so how does it feel like making music that is so different to like the more traditional classical music that you trained in for so long?
It feels very nice. It feels good. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm quite I guess I pull it like a fair bit of inspiration from the classical stuff that I've done, and also just the like classical sound. Like you can tell in my music that I'm a classical clarinet player. Like the tone that I produce and the way that I play my melodies is very classically, I guess. And I'm really like grateful for the education that I've had on clarinet to be able to make that music. But yeah, it does feel nice just to sort of step away from trying to perfect someone else's piece that they've written, which like I just have never been able to do it. All the like classical clarinet music I've ever played, I've never performed anything and gone, man, I really nailed that, which I hate that. I hate that feeling.
It's so tough.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure, to the listener, it would have sounded great. But it's hard when you know yourself, oh, I really missed that one bit, and it just stands out. And
yeah.
so
And you
hard to
practice and
move
practice and then it doesn't work. So I don't know. I've never cracked it. I don't know if I will. And that's okay.
Do you have like a process to get into like the right headspace then, I guess, for, doing the Clariloops music making?
Yeah, I did previously before having a baby. And it's something that I've been talking about doing now that I want to get back into it. My mental process is just to remove all barriers to making any music. Like, I think, there's times where you're like in the kitchen, you're like, you know what, I really want to make music right now. But sometimes you can't because things aren't plugged into things. You don't know where the cable is, the thing, batteries or whatever. So at the moment, and previously, I know it's worked. If I just have no barriers in place, like all I have to do is press an on switch, good to go. So that's what I need to set up now to make things happen again. Yeah.
Well, it explains the challenges, like now that you've had a baby and stuff, there'd be so many more things taking up space. But I know the times that I haven't had a drum kit set up.
Yeah.
It just, I'm not going to spend 15 minutes, setting up a drum kit.
I know.
When I have that moment of inspiration. So it's like, all right, find a way to put it. Like we've got the guitars out because my partner and I would not play them if they sat in their cases.
That's
but if they're there.
If you see them.
Exactly. Maybe after dinner, oh, there's a guitar there. So I'll just
noodle
pick
away.
it up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you get it down to just I could turn it on and you had like your mic and the clarinet was out? And
basically, I usually start with my synthesizers though.
Oh, okay.
So like my way to get into it is I kind of just come up with something that's like a sequency thing or like just get an arpeggiator going. Put a bit of reverb on. I'm in. Let's go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What kind of synthesizer do you use?
I have an organelle at the moment.
Okay.
It's a Critter and Guitari, cute little thing, little blue box of music.
Nice.
But I've just recently acquired a synthesizer called the Plinky, which I looked at a few years ago, but it was off the market because of the global chip shortage.
Right.
Which I can't tell you anything more about that other than the fact that it made this one synthesizer unavailable.
Okay.
But it's come back, so I've ordered one and it arrived today.
Nice.
Yeah, on the website, when I first looked at it, the first thing it said was this synthesizer specializes in fragile and melancholic sounds. And I was like, that's me. I specialize in that sound. And then watching all the demos and stuff, I was like, oh man, I really need to get that. So
wow.
I have acquired one.
Cool.
So it's a sequencer. It also works as an effects pedal. The main thing is I just like the sounds that it makes with the sequencer is really cool. And you can automate, all the effects and stuff. So
it's like a fully digital unit?
Yeah, it is digital. It's a little thing with 64 touch pads. You just kind of swizzle around on it and it's got heaps of effects. It's really cool. It's very exciting. So
sick.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to get like a video from you showing it what it's like so I can put it on the website for all the listeners.
The one I do have a barrier to actually using it right now is that I need to build it.
Oh, like it comes disassembled.
It involves soldering.
Oh, like really build
Proper build it. I know. So I'm getting someone from work to help me because I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to just buy them as many meals and as many 6 packs of non-alcoholic beer that they need. And and they may build it for me.
So did they all come disassembled?
Yeah, they used to sell them assembled, but now I think, the company's just like,
Wow.
you synth nerds can do it yourself.
Wow.
So
What country is this company from?
they're from Britain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
I know, rude. Anyway, that's okay.
I wonder. I know, like drums, you sometimes you put them together.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's a real modular synth thing to build your own stuff, and the company do make modular synthesizer bits and bobs.
right.
So I think they just assume that
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
So it's like an extreme synth company of
Yeah.
like, if you're really into it, of course, you're
Yeah.
gonna, solder up your own version of
That's
like a
right.
new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Anyway, we'll get there. Give me a week or two, and we'll have it built, and I'll send you a video.
Nice. Well, we've been playing this fun game on the podcast
Cool.
where I get each guest to ask a question of the next guest,
Cool.
but nobody knows who the next guest is.
Great.
So I've got a question for you
Cool.
from my previous guest, Natita Atkinson.
Okay.
This is awesome singer and multi-instrumentalist.
Mm-hmm.
Dear next guest, if you could have any kind of stage production you want in the whole world, what would your show look like? What would your opening show, what would your opening song look like, and what would your outfit look like, and where would it be, and what would be with you on stage?
That is such a good question.
Isn't
I didn't
it?
even think of the outfit. I went straight to like lighting.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Whew. All right. So we're just going from the first track. I like that. I'm just going to start at the start of the show. I'm not going to talk about the whole show. Let's just start first impression. I'm thinking a big space like the Forum, but the whole standing area is everyone lying on a yoga mat. So it's deep listening. People just do what they want. The stage is completely black. I'm in a fully black outfit. I don't know if it's like a blazer or like a unitard. Doesn't matter. It's all black. And when I start playing, the lights are like triggered by the sounds that I make. So whether it's like, if it's like a really soft sound, the lights are like quite dim and they can pulse. So then I'm playing stuff that I'm sort of reacting to the lights while they're reacting to me. There's like a cool projection on the screen behind me that's been made specifically for my show by some cool artist. Yep. I feel like that's all I got so far.
I like it.
Great.
I'd love to see that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just have to lie there and enjoy it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, I guess there'd be a projection on the roof if people are lying down. Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Great.
Would there be any light on stage or only light show?
I think there would be a little bit of light on stage. Maybe like the lights are pulsing on me, like they're reacting to the sound. So I am lit up a little bit, but it's like blue light. It's not like big spotlight, here's me. It's just like there's someone making music here.
Yeah, so it's live and being created, but not so much drawing any attention to you.
Yeah, it's more about the experience than about me. Yeah.
And you said a unitard. I don't know what that means. It sounds kind of like a leotard.
I think I'm picturing a morph suit.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Without the face covering, because I kind of need my face to play.
Yeah.
What is a unitard? I think it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. I don't know.
I hope it's not like a Borat thing.
The mankini.
I don't know.
I think we can safely assume it's not that.
Let's say it's not that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, no, but one of the suits where it's just like all black.
Yeah.
Like the person just completely disappears.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. With a blazer.
Yeah, sure.
A touch of classical.
Yes, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
What would you like to ask our next guest?
All right, let's see. The other night I saw, little side
Please.
thing. So the other night I saw the Dirty Three at Hamer Hall.
I don't know the Dirty Three.
Oh my God, they're so good. It's Warren Ellis on violin, Jim White on drums, and the other guy on guitar. Oh no, I forgot his name.
That's okay. We'll tag him
I'm gonna feel bad forever.
in the notes.
Cool. And they were so good. And the drummer, Jim White, was just the most graceful human I've ever seen. And as we were walking out of the gig, I said to my husband, I was like, if you could be the drummer in any band and you were good at the drums, who would you be? And both of us, like, the answer to the question was Jim White because it was just so beautiful to watch. So I think I want to ask something like that.
Okay.
But not drum specific because it's, you know. Dear listener, if you could...
No, wait, hang on. It's not the listener, though. It's
right.
it's the guest.
Not the listener. Although, listener, you know what? You think about the answer yourself.
Yeah.
Dear guest, if you could be in and tour with any band from history and you just happen to be the best at the instrument that you want to play in your dreams, what band would it be? What instrument would you be playing? Who would you be?
Nice. Can I ask you a classical question?
Yeah.
If you could work with any conductor from history and you played clarinet in an orchestra,
Oh, God.
who would it be?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough. Terrible.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
But from my own experience, I would work with Benjamin Northey again and also Jessica Cottis,
Okay.
who I worked with both of them when I was in the Monash Orchestra, and they were really good. So I can only go by what I know. I think all the other historic conductors probably a bit too scary for me.
Yeah. Oh, did you do the conducting course?
No,
whilst you're
I
at Monash?
didn't. I really should have, because it's something that I've been thinking about in the last few years, like looking at conducting, because I think it's an interesting art form. Did you do it?
I did.
What do you think of it?
I quite liked it. But we had 3 different teachers.
Okay.
And I can't remember who they were. We had... it's stuck on me. I know his name, but it's not in my brain right now. But he was, like an Australian sort of like legendary conductor, but he was quite sick.
Oh.
And so after like week 2 or 3, he stopped.
Oh.
And then they brought in this conductor who I thought was awesome. And he was like really intense, and he'd studied overseas in like a traditional, like apprentice and master type
Cool.
thing.
Yeah.
And then a few students in the course found him too intense and strict.
Right.
So then he was replaced by like a young associate, like a master's student or something.
Right.
Because, they were sort of like running out by week 6 or something. Yeah.
So interesting. It is so interesting, conducting. I think it's one of those things that people look at a conductor and they go, what are you even doing anyway? But when you look at someone who's studied conducting the way that we have studied our instruments, it is fascinating. And also something I just feel like I could never be that good at unless I started life again. If in year 3 I'd said I want to conduct the band, then I could be a conductor now.
Yeah, I really need to find out what that middle conductor's name was. I would really love to interview him, because he was saying things like he would come to the house of his teacher and they would say like, sing me the part of clarinet 2 at bar 73 of this, part of this symphony. And if he couldn't do it, they'd be like, well, then why did you come?
Whoa.
Go home and I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow.
Like that much intensity, like that much knowledge of music.
Yeah.
And it's quite remarkable,
It is remarkable. I had a conducting lesson a couple of years ago with Ingrid Martin.
Oh, okay.
Who's lovely and awesome. And that was fascinating. Just, she really did like this is your first conducting lesson with me. So we did it was a lot of mindset stuff. There was a bit of like technical stuff. But yeah, a lot of conducting is like, you got to be quite like vulnerable, and not, one of the things is you can't conduct how you think it sounds. Like you can't get caught up in the recording that you've heard.
Right.
You're conducting people and you have to listen to what they're doing while also anticipate what they're going to do next, and then like find the things you got to fix. It's like so much to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
I got so close. We almost had our first composer on the podcast, Aaron Wyatt.
Yep.
But he got sick this week. So he'll come back when I do my next round of sessions.
Nice.
But like I find, like you said, like conducting. It's quite interesting. And so I would like to, pick the brain of like someone who's like into that and what they've got going on.
Yeah.
All right. I'll finish up with 5 short answer questions.
Oh God. Are they quick fire? Because I'm panicking
No,
already.
well, I used to say rapid fire questions, but I got so much pushback, so now I'm calling them short answer questions.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's like it's calm and it's relaxed.
Love.
And so like just the first question is, what is your favorite venue to play in Melbourne?
To play. I've played at Tempo Rubato enough to say maybe Tempo Rubato.
What is Tempo Rubato?
Oh, it's in Brunswick. It's a classical music venue. It's very small.
Okay.
It's like an intimate classical music venue.
Like how many people are we talking?
Like 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not that small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should check it out.
Check it out.
Like chamber groups?
Yeah, they do chamber groups. They do some they do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
It's mainly classical focused, but there's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, cool.
Check it out.
And neoclassical then, I assume, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. What would be your dream venue to play at?
Oh, I can't think of what it's called. In Adelaide, in the Adelaide Hills. Ucaria? Is that what it's
Never been
called?
to Adelaide.
Oh, it's a cool venue. It's like in the Adelaide Hills.
Okay.
And it's very natural. And I think behind the stage, there's just like glass to look out onto like greenery. I'm pretty sure it's called Ucaria. I know David Griffith has played there. I think you should ask him about it.
All right, cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
What is your coffee order?
It is a almond latte.
What is your favourite place to get food after a gig in Melbourne?
We have a place near my house in Yarraville called Village Cantina. They do Mexican good burritos.
Nice. Finally, what is one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Don't be so mean to yourself. Don't be so mean. Yeah. That's something... Sorry to make the short answer slightly longer.
Oh.
After having not picked up the clarinet for so long and now picking it up again, automatically what comes out of my mouth directed at myself when I make a mistake is so revolting. Like, it's not that bad, but I'll make a mistake and go, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Or something with a few more F's in it. But it's just like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. Just have a fun time.
Yeah. Well, it's such great advice, I feel, to like all musicians.
Yeah.
And people in whatever fields they're in.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you think that there would have been a way, though, for you to take that advice on, especially when you were like deep diving into like the clarinet has to be perfect?
Maybe not. I don't know. It's so hard.
It is, right?
Yeah. Maybe the advice is just have fun sometimes. You can work really hard and also have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, finally, is there a place that I can direct our listeners to connect with you and your music?
Definitely. I am on Instagram. I haven't posted in a long time, but my Instagram is there, Clariloops on Instagram. And also all my music is on all the streaming services under Clariloops as well.
I will put direct links in at the website with your podcast. And if you do release some music whilst we are recording now and when this episode comes out, I'll chuck it up and we can add like a new electronic project name if that's out. And
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see where you are in another few months' time.
Who knows?
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Thanks so much for sharing your like journey of music.
No worries.
And some of the creative processes and stuff. It's I really like your music. It's really interesting. I find it very, very calming to listen to.
Beautiful.
Yeah. As both like a deep listening and background. I put the album on the other day when I was doing my shopping.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I should give it a listen. Actually, no, it wasn't your album that I listened to. It was your most recent EP. Nice. And yeah, I was just like, oh, I feel so calm.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was really, really nice.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So thank you. Thanks for sharing and thanks for your music.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Our Drummers Musicians. I hope you enjoyed diving into the world of another musician as much as I did. Help us grow by leaving a review and sharing the podcast with your friends, family, favourite artist, or anyone else who might enjoy it. For more info and updates, visit ourdrummersmusicians.com. See you next time.